Welcome to a brand new episode of Red Dot Rondo, and this is a feature brought to you by Backpass, where we shine the spotlight on the amateur grassroots football in Singapore. So today, the team in the spotlight would be Jungfrau Punggol FC, and to represent them, we've got with us Joel Go, the technical director of Jungfrau Punggol. How are you doing, Joel?
Hi Ras, great to be here. Thank you for having us. Thank you for having me. Yep, excited to share much questions from you guys and share how we do things in the amateur league.
Yeah, that's good. I hope you're not nervous. No
All good.
butterflies in the stomach.
Nah.
Stomach's full.
Yep.
All right. So what I understand of this club is that it was formed in 2013, and recently on the 6th of March 2024, the reins of the club was handed over by its founder owner, Mr. Salman Abdullah, to Mr. Robin Wong. So now here we are, the new ownership of the club. Joel, you're part of this new ownership. So first of all, introduce yourself. What do you do in the club? What's your role like? And as technical director, what exactly it entails?
Yeah. So last year, as you guys know that Mr. Robin took over the club from Mr. Salman. First of all, of course, all credits to Mr. Salman for holding club almost a decade, right? I think it's
Yeah.
not easy to have a club for a decade. I think they even came from a very bottom range, playing social for the under 21 team, and then into SFL2, promoting to SFL1. So it's a very great journey there for Mr. Salman and his team there. Definitely thank them and credit them for what they have done for the past 10 years or 11 or so. And then to take over a club which are really established for a decade. It definitely wasn't as easy, I would say. But we took on the challenge of taking over the club. And our first year aim was, to have a promotion towards Division 1. Yeah, I think, and that's where what we achieved end of the day. We finished second on the table, just 1 point away from Tengah. I think it was a very hard challenge, title race until the very last minute of the season. I think it was definitely credits to Tengah as well. Congratulations to them, for clinching the title and pushing us right at the end. Hopefully, we also did push the rest all the way to the end as well. Yeah, so I came in. I was approached by Mr. Robin and some of his management team to came in as a team manager at first in Jungfrau last year. So back then I had experience in Tiong Bahru FC 2017 to 2019, right before COVID was launched. So some of the players are really familiar with me, and it was rather say 50-50 decision to make the comeback, I would say, with commitments out here and there, because we all know that amateur football is it's all about passion, to get involved. It's really out for our own time, passion for the team, passion for the club and the guys that are playing for us. There's a lot of effort and things at stake when we make a comeback, right? So I think a couple of calls then convinced me to come back. I think it was quite easy when a couple of them came calling, and my only thing that I would want to come back last year is to help the team and to see the goals was there, the target was there set. So there was an objective of going into the league instead of just coming into the league and then just play and then knock off after 90 minutes. No, but we had a very big objective of achieving the goals that we wanted to set from the start of the season. So that what makes it easier for me to make a comeback. This year will be a little bit different role. I would like to thank my boss, Mr. Robin, for trusting me to take on this role as technical director. I think with things expanding and things not really, I would say, didn't expect it to come so fast. Because at first we thought that we will had a couple of years, to slowly grow the market. Just to give a little bit of background, where the team was formed was we we were just started socially, just a team that Mr. Robin Wong and a couple of them that formed, just playing social friendlies, you know, under the name Canberra Starbum. So we were
Okay.
just having friendlies, along the way. So they were speaking about, let's make it like a 3 years to 5 years plan, go into IWL, aim slowly back up and up to SFL and whatsoever. So this opportunity came when Mr. Salman decided to find a new owner for the club, right? So all these 3 5 years plan become a 1 year plan. So it was pretty fast. Everything was fast forward. To today. So we also have a B team that is participating in the IWL. Thanks to FAS for accepting us as a under 23. I would say pilot team to start this program. Uh, it was a great run out. I mean, we couldn't qualify even if we got to qualify, but it's okay. We played 6 games with 2 wins and one draw, if I'm not wrong. I think it was a good exposure for the under 23 boys. I think we had a handful of great games lah. I would say it's not really about the result, but I think the development of the boys are there. Then we also have like probably a couple of boys that are from the squad that is training with us in the SFL team now. So we see this progression and development from our own end, which is we are happy to see. Then of course me as what my role is now to make sure the structuring is there for the club, because structuring for us is the most important key role for the club. I think having a couple of teams are not that easy. So to make sure the club is running smoothly and the structuring is there. For now, we have SFL, we have IWL, and perhaps probably women's team as well coming up
Mm.
in to participate in the WNL, hopefully. So there's a lot of structuring to do. So back to the books, back to the beginning and basics to make sure that the structure of the club is right there. And yeah, we see where it brings us this year. Hopefully, it's going to be definitely a busy year, but hopefully we will go through it.
All right. So that's a very extensive sharing from you. So what I understand is from the very start when you took over the club, when Robin took over the club, there was only one team that was playing in the SFL, and then subsequently now you've had another team. You've grown. You've got another team that's in IWL, and then you're trying to form a women's team as well. I believe there's a veteran team somewhere out there also that is probably
Yeah.
something more social, just for fun kind of a team. But when would you be privy to these details on, like, when you took over when Robin took over the club, about the rebranding of the club? Was there anything of that sort that was done, or the I'm not too sure about the image of the club before this, but I believe it wasn't too bad. But
Yeah,
especially
definitely.
the
I think
rebranding or a new look to the club.
yeah, I think we for us it was not a rebrand at this moment, I would say, and we do not have plans to rename it. Honestly, we just want to
Okay.
keep this legacy of what Mr. Salman has said previously,
All
right?
right.
And to continue the journey as much as we
Okay.
can, lah. Yeah, and
Mm.
then we are still, kind of in touch with Mr. Salman even last year, like how the games
Nice.
are going, and also,
That's
yeah, we
nice.
are also keeping the legacy up. So hopefully, yep,
That's a very good thing to do, because a club like that formed in a decade in the making, in fact. And it'd be a pity if the club's name and the change is completely changed and is no longer in existence. So it's a very good work that you've done to keep its name and its branding. Can you also share with us how many non-playing staff are there in this club, and what roles do they play? I believe they are all volunteers.
I think we have a very slim back room. I would say that was the toughest challenge that we have in
Okay.
2024 when we had IWL clashing fixtures with the SFL, right? So we
Hmm.
needed to like plan every day before, like, hey, where you should go. You go this game, we will go this game. So we only had myself, and then we have Mr. Robin, who are 100% on the ground always.
Okay.
Yeah. Then we have a goalkeeper coach, Ramadan, and then we have head coach Noah Alis. and that's about it. I think that's all we have. So myself and no, Coach Halis will head to the A game, and then Mr. Robin and Taki probably will head to the B game. So that's how we split ourselves this year. And then probably we have, of course, one or two more volunteers, Amy and Elvin, and we have Fahan as well, to help us along the way with logistic,
Okay.
and administrative. It was a challenge lah, of course, because we didn't expect things to go fast. So
Mm.
and we didn't expect dates to be clash on same match days. So we were, splitting ourselves up, and it was a great challenge. I would say a good headache, and then end of the when the match, our phones are like, vibrating. What's the score? What's the score for both sides?
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
end of the day, we try to meet up at night again once both games are finished, and yeah, just talk about the game. So it was a super tiring 2024, I would say, especially towards the end, because SFL2 started a little bit late last year, so
Uh-huh.
very close towards where Island Wise started. So
Mm.
yeah, but good challenge, I think. But credits to the back room, definitely. I think we will not be have today without them, for sure. And
Mm.
thanks to them to be a big help to us despite their busy schedule, and it's free time, it's family time,
Yeah.
but we
Yeah.
are
Yeah.
taking all
And
this time out to spend with each other, to fight with each other. Yeah, so I think super appreciative to the back room lah, and hopefully this year will be a much better year, and we are planning ahead, so hopefully things will be much easier and much better this year.
Are you all looking for more people to fill up more roles at the club?
Uh, Definitely, if we already have spoken to a couple of people who are coming to help in women side, SFL side. We already on the go of speaking to two of them already, and then yeah, hopefully things go well, and then we will just stick to it.
Okay. Who's presently handling the social media for the club?
Social media, we have two-person that are doing the social media. One of them is Javier, who is the photographer for our club, and we have Ashad as well handling the social media. He was the start of handling of all these social media before Javier come on board. Javier is basically I would say he's a big fan of Singapore football. He's everywhere taking pictures of games and all. And then
Mm.
yeah, he came on board midway of the season last year, and
Okay.
yeah, relationship clicks, and yeah, here we are lah. We have two of them handling our social media.
Nice. And are any of these staff paid, or they're all completely volunteers, including the
It's
photographers?
super appreciative about that. This totally volunteered lah. So
All right.
it's we are really fortunate to build this relationship with them, and have everyone on board with
Mm.
voluntary basis. I think yeah, what we sometimes we can't be thankful enough for all these people around us that are volunteering from their free time, as I mentioned, to give us all this support that is needed, to boost
Yeah.
up everything in every
Correct.
aspect. Yeah.
Yeah, especially in a country like Singapore where everyone wants to get paid for any bit of service they do, and to get this much of volunteer work, volunteer help, I think it's priceless, as you said. It's
Yes,
brilliant.
definitely, definitely.
What's a club's mission, and what do you think it sets this club apart from other clubs?
Club's mission. I think our mission as a club is to develop youth. That's why we had this B team proposal up last year
Okay.
towards FAS. To accept us as an under 23 squad in the island wide. I
Mm.
think we all know that we need youth to step up, in
Yeah,
every aspect, even if it's the under 21, SPL. End of the day, if you are looking forward, it's all about youth. If we see a gap now, is all these 21 to 23 years old players are missing out,
yeah,
because we had under 21 league, and then, probably 21 to 23, they will probably go into national service, and then some
Yeah.
of them will have lost contract, will not earn any contract before going into national service.
Yeah.
So these players, I feel, we are missing out these players opportunity, and if they don't play for their 2 years, and then once they are out from national service, that's it. They
Mm.
don't play
Yeah.
football. They won't have the drive to drive through again, So I
Mm.
think driving the youth, and hopefully I think if in the future we can, push to one of our own towards an SPL club, that will be the
Uh,
final goal and target for sure.
yes.
I think end of last season we had like two that was called on by one or two clubs to train with them in the under 21 youth. So we hope that they earn themselves a contract during this mid season to continue playing. If they can break through, that will be great. If not, we try again next year. It's we want them to be seen, so we know that their potential, and they are not there, so we bring them in, and then we play in the under 23 team, in the B team, and then hopefully this year in SFL, if we get to feature more under 23s, then yeah, they will be caught in one of the clubs, and then hopefully things will go smoothly for them. But
Okay.
definitely club structuring across all category, players unity, performance versus result, I would say, as a club thing is very important lah for us. So, but youth is definitely the thing to go for us. Yeah, that's
Mm.
how we see things. Yep.
All right. So far, no one has made the breakthrough into the SPL yet, to any of the SPL clubs yet.
No, not yet. Not at the
Not
moment.
yet.
Yeah,
All right. Hopefully, someone breaks through there.
yeah. We also hope.
Yeah, it will be a proud moment. In fact, when that happens, or someone breaks into the SPL, you would the club will feel vindicated for this decision of to invest in the youth, and then surely you would go and support that club that the player is playing for as well, so that SPL club also will get some new fans on board.
Yeah, for sure. I think
Yeah.
I mean, if we are here, right, we are all supportive of Singapore football. We want Singapore football to grow, as a whole, and not to miss out any players and out there, whether they are playing in whichever league, as long as they are still in the system, right, we should be trying to look at them and try to make them break through to where they should be, lah. I think
Mm.
that's the most important factor, I would say.
Okay, I got to ask you a bit of a tough question. This one, was there any memorable moment during the past season that made a positive impact on someone's life in the club?
Someone's life. Wow, this is a very tough question,
This
man.
is a deep
But
question.
it's a super deep question, man.
Yeah, yeah. If there
Someone's
isn't, it's
life,
okay. You can
yeah,
move on to the next one.
someone's life, no lah. But as a team, I think,
Yes. Yeah, you can
as
go
a
there for
team
as a team. Yeah.
morale, as a team morale, I think, I will give my all to the last game of the season.
All
We
right.
will, we needed to clinch 3 points to have a hope on the title, and
Hmm.
we knew that, Tengah, the other side, was leading 3-2. So we were just hoping, them to drop point. Of course, at the same time, we need to get the win.
Yeah.
So, we were pushing hard, we had two more subs to make. So, we only had the under 23 players, right? So, because I think our first team players, like 4 or 5 of them were suspended due to third yellow card on the last game.
Oh.
So,
Okay.
we had all the young kids on the bench. So it's either we hit it or we break it, right? So we had to make the sub in the 80th minute, So three under
Hmm.
23 went into the pitch, and then we just tell them, you just run, you know, you just do whatever that is necessary. These 10 minutes of your life, we need to get the 3 points. Whether we win the title or not, that defeats another purpose. But we need to get the 3 points. So,
Hmm.
but credits to our opponent, Bisham Bucks, who pushed us all the way until the very 91st minute when we scored the winner. I think the moment when the ball hit the net, at the 91st minute, we can see the whole team celebrating, the supporters behind us celebrating. I think
Hmm.
that moment was the most craziest moment, lah, I would say.
All
Even
right.
though when we heard the news where Tengah won the game, again, congratulations to them. I think it was a hard fought. No one go down on the knees and say that it's a waste of time. We
Mm.
fought until the end. Everybody stand high, smiling, congratulating each other for promoting. And that's a most memorable moment lah for me when we secure promotion on the last day. I think
Okay.
that was great.
You talk about supporters. Where do these supporters come from? How do
I think
you
we
get
supporters.
supporters?
I think it's friends of friends. We just say, why not, come and help play with support us. We will have people, SPL supporters from all the various clubs, BG Tampines, Hougang United. Them coming together because they know some of our volunteers, so they
Yeah,
just
I
come
know.
together and come down and support us. So it was a very when the first time when I saw them, I was super shocked because I knew that they were SPL supporters.
Yeah.
Why in our mind would be, why would they want to come down to watch an SFL game?
Yeah.
So we were shocked, but we were happy and appreciative of their presence, and they don't just come like, okay, one game and then that's it. They started, they come almost
Mm.
every game. They try. We always will see that few faces that come and support us. You
That's
know,
nice.
it was really heartwarming. Like it was very nice to see this, and we had a
Mm.
very nice big picture group photo after the last game. I think with
Mm.
with all of them at the background. I think it was super nice to see. You don't see this every day, every year, anytime in a SFL game. So it was a very nice gesture, I would say. Yeah.
Okay. And how is the club fostering connections with your players, the fans, and the local football community here?
Um, I think for us and the fans, we talk to each other, right? So after game, we have a meal together and all. It's not like how the professional setup is. We don't. But it's more like hey, hi, how are you? We start to speak to each other. We start to understand how they do things in the SPL game. How crazy
Oh,
was
right,
the
right.
previous game, and talk how was their experience when they go away games. It
Okay.
started to be a very open topic, to all of us, to understand where they feel as a supporter point of view,
Mm.
how when the team is down, how they try to continue to be positive, to
Mm.
cheer them up, and especially away games lah, especially if we have like BG Tampines Rovers supporter down there, they go AFC, they travel, and then they support them regardless of
Yeah.
the score, and then they come back.
Yeah.
So it's super, it's crazy, to have all these supporter behind us, especially, then
Mm.
yeah, and it was nice for them to mingle around because we have a couple of players who are ex SPL players, right? The
Oh,
players like Afiq No, we have Afiq No, we have the Hougang supporters, we have Afiq No, there's ex player there. We have some couple of older players like Go Sui Sui. So I think it was very nice gesture of the fans to get to meet them because not every time they can meet all these players back then when they were supporting them in the league. So it
mm.
was a nicer gesture to sit in the same table, and speak to each other. So
Yeah.
it's a community moment, to speak and all this. So, and talking about creating fans and creating fan base and supporters, I think having to create this veteran team that you mentioned earlier, right? So we socially, we come and play together and all sorts of things. Then eventually they will become a supporter of us.
Yeah.
And then they will come and support us. We already see them coming down, watching our friendly games.
Mm.
So it's nice. We at the same time we are building a support community base and supporter base for ourselves. From all this engagement that we are doing with the rest.
Okay. What's the plan for the veterans team?
Veteran teams for now, we just come down and have fun. That's the most important thing.
Playing
Nothing more.
friendlies?
Yeah, they play friendlies.
Okay.
Yeah, almost 1 or 2 weeks a time.
Mm.
One game, 1 or 2 weeks. I think every veteran is enjoying their moment.
How old must the veteran be to join this team?
uh 40 and above. If you are 35, we need to read the profile first. Because I mean, they are 35 to 40 are still playing in SFL. IWR is still super good, right? So we need to
Right.
see how need to view how is it first,
Okay.
whether they are eligible for the veteran team.
All right. Okay, so those of you listening and watching this, if you're interested, you want to join a veteran team, you don't know which team to join, you can always join the Jungfrau Punggol veterans team.
For
And
sure.
you can always, it's easy to get in touch with them. I think it's through social media. You can find it on Instagram, on Facebook. So you can easily get in touch with them and someone will reply, right, Joel?
Yes, for sure. Definitely someone will reply.
Okay, good.
Yep.
All right, now on the formation of the team right now. So, what are the challenges you have faced as a club, especially with this, you having two teams? You've already mentioned about having a team, backroom staff, you're having to split between going for matches. What other challenges that you face by having, these two teams running concurrently almost?
I think other challenge I wouldn't say is a lot of brainstorm and all. I think still the main factor is still manpower, right? So
Manpower.
we keep
Do they
looking at
train
it.
together?
Sorry.
Do both teams train together?
No, the A team do on the weekdays and the B team do on the weekends because most of them are students, right? So they will do on the
Okay.
weekends. So
Okay.
and then the SFL team will do on the weekdays. So yeah, manpower, that's number one. Every time when we have a discussion, when we look at each other, it's always the same face. It's well, what's more? Anyone else is coming? No, it's just us. So yeah, hopefully this year with two or three more edition with us, it will be a big, huge help. It's a small help, but we appreciate the help. It will be definitely much more better to have more of
You will
people
also
coming.
freshen things up, right? New people
Definitely.
bring in new ideas as well.
Yes, I think our ideas sometimes, we are always having the same ideas for the past one whole year, half a year, I would say, when SFL started. And then sometimes we will mix up jerseys, like, hey, this is who's, this is that. But yeah, we will start to play each other when we are trying to sort out everything, hey, this pair of socks is whose, but, so hopefully when we have more people, it's easier for us to work around and split our tasks and dedicate to each other. That will be the biggest aim this year to have a proper dedication role for each and every one of them instead of one person doing solely everything and all. It's going to be super tiring, definitely. And
Mm.
yeah, we hope that we don't go to that stage again. Last year was exceptional, I would say, because we were the first year. So we were doing it everything together. So this year, hopefully, when we have time to sit down and think about it and bring people in, that hopefully 2025 will be a much easier journey for us.
And also to just give an understanding for the listeners and viewers, these matches are played over the weekends, right? And you have to
Yep.
be present on weekday. Once a only one
Once,
weekday,
one weekday.
only one weekday you gotta be present for the training sessions as well. Then weekends are taken up by these matches, which are normally in the evenings.
Yep. So we were like, weekday we are spending time, and then weekend, Saturday we have the IWL training, Sunday we go to matches. So it was totally burnt, off days are burnt, 100% burnt. So we were just working 7 days a week so for
How
the half of 2024. But yeah,
how is your family taking it? That
for
they
myself, I think I'm still I'm alright, for myself. It was a definitely when to take up the role again, I knew that this is going to happen, because back then I had already had experience of all this. But it was only one weekday and one weekend, but I didn't expect, well, it was 2 weekend this year, last year, because of IWL coming up. So it
yeah.
was unfortunate unforeseen circumstances for last year. So but everything went smoothly. It's just that I had to really juggle the time, everyone has to juggle the time and work together.
All
But
right.
we came through. I'm super proud of the backroom stuff that we came through together and end the 2024.
You're married with kids.
I'm not yet.
You're a single man.
Yeah, not yet. Yeah.
Okay. That probably helps a bit.
Yeah.
Okay, so moving on now. Let's talk about finance. This is a big question to us, of course, because how is the finance managed at the club, as well as your recruitment and your match day. In fact, not only match day, even training operations. How is this managed at the club?
I think for funding wise, we would like, definitely we would like to thank a lot of our sponsors that come in last year, and hopefully this year will be the same and or maybe even more. Finding sponsors out there. Big shout out to RBA, who was our main sponsor last year. We had Starbum on board. When
Who is RBA? Can you share with us who RBA is?
RBA is, I would say, a, s- a company who is a friend of Mr. Robin,
Okay.
who decides to come on board to help us sponsor us. He's definitely a big fan of football, passionate fan of football.
Mm.
Who a guy who plays football as well. So
Okay.
yeah, so with him on board, hopefully this year he will continue with us. He's a big factor to us, definitely big help.
Mm.
We all know in all football club in football, by sponsoring, it's just by marketing. It's
Your
marketing.
brand.
It's a
Yeah.
brand. It's not about earning profits and all. It's definitely not that, right? So we
It's
have to
something like
really,
marketing for the companies. That's
exactly.
sponsor.
So we have to really, explain, this how some sort, it's not easy, as a person that, I'm going to come out this amount of money and I'm going to get, I don't know if I'm going to get anything back from it, but
Yeah.
it's really generous, genuine from all our sponsors, I would say, to come out with this, and we are super appreciative. That's how we get fundings, to sustain the club for a year.
Okay. So
Yeah, this
RBA,
part.
Starbum.
Yeah, we had Starbum, we had, of course, Mr. Robin himself, his own company. Archer is in the automotive company. So, yeah, I think these are the few main sponsors last year. This year we are speaking to a few more. Hopefully, there are more coming on board. Nothing is confirmed yet, but hopefully more will be on board.
All right. Okay. So of course, every time open to more sponsors coming on board.
Definitely, definitely.
For sure. We would always need that.
Yeah,
Um
definitely.
Now recruitment. Recruitment
Yep.
of players, like what is the criteria when you decide to recruit a player, or even when you decide to let go a player? So what are the factors that you take into account?
I think recruiting of player, especially this year, we didn't release as much player. We try to keep hold of most of the players,
Mm-hmm.
regardless, because this team is the one that promoted us to Division One, right? So we we will definitely, and we are going to keep probably three-quarter of the team, and then we will refresh probably one quarter of the team with perhaps the increase of under 23s. So if you don't know, or you may have known that last year we had to sign 8 under 23 and 2 to start in the SFL club in the SFL league game. This year perhaps it's going to have an increase. Yeah, so that one quarter, I am how we do things, when people call us, hey, want to try out and all. Of course, we will be open for them to come to games, friendly games,
Mm.
to watch them play. As long as they are in our DNA, they will have a chance to feature with us, definitely. But of course, we will be looking for more youth to come in, even from the age 20 to 25, you know, so we have many more years ahead. I'm not trying to say that we don't take in old players, but the current players that we had, the experienced ones that we are keeping, we already have the average. So we need to definitely see the average look of the team, right? So we can't be too much, and we don't expect everyone to feature in the game. So why not? We are investing more on the youth, the DNA. Of course, we in Jungfrau we try to play how a modern football gameplay is right now. Building from the back, starting from the back. Keep the ball on the ground as much as possible. Various of variation throughout the game, but definitely try not to go to old time football sake. You know, we want to stand our ground and play our DNA. So yeah, these are some of the factors that we take in when we are looking at players. You know,
Okay.
definitely.
So
Yep.
that's the DNA that you're talking about, the way of the system of play, whether they fit into
Yep.
the system of play or not. Is
Yep.
discipline a factor as well of the player? If do you take
I
that
think
into account?
is a discipline is a big word, for us. Especially my team captain is a hot tempered person player. Everybody will know him. Go Sui Sui back then. He's a everyone knows that he's a hot tempered person and player on the pitch. So
Mm.
this year we hand him the armband, for him to be disciplined. Everyone is looking at him. It's a way to stop him of doing all these things. So did well last season. He was the big example for the team that everyone knows that okay, if he's doing it, then we cannot do anything. So he's like, the discipline master of the team. When people get into scuffle in the game, he'll be the first one standing up for the team. He's leading by example as a captain. I think is definitely great. But discipline, as you mentioned, is definitely a big factor to us. I think you need to have discipline in terms of doing everything, not just by playing football. In life, you need to have discipline to pursue whatever you want and you aim and what goals that you are going for, in your own life, not just football, right? So I think discipline definitely plays a key factor lah in your life in general.
Yes, it's true. And when you select the players as well, do you take into account to make the team multiracial?
I am sensitive question, here, but definitely, if you look at our team and lineup, I think is definitely a very fair bit of all races. I would
Yes,
say,
yes,
if you get to see our pictures out there, I think
yeah,
I would say we are one of the club that have a lot of races in the team.
yeah,
Which are something that we are very proud of. To mingle around with different races and all. I think definitely, yeah, it will play a
yeah,
good part. Have a good balance, of every race. Yeah.
yeah. Get the best of everyone in the population.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
That's the way to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, certainly. And there's also this. I just got to ask you this question. You've been in this whole SFL and before it was known as the NFL scene for a long time, I believe. And there's always this negative stigma around the league that it's a fighting league. Sometimes
Yeah.
it's been dubbed as the National Fighting League because of all the cases that have come out of it of you know teams fighting the referee with the supporters even. So is it still there like that, or has the image changed now?
I think nowadays, I think back then everyone is just saying National Fighting League and all, but if you really go down there and watch the game, sometimes it doesn't caused by just one person, right? It's definitely, provocation and all this kind of thing. Everyone wants to just play football right there. I wouldn't say it's a National Fighting League back then. Everybody is just super passionate of what they are doing, on the pitch. That burns out on their anger, which is definitely understandable. I would say it's not the right thing to do to fight, of course, but I believe things happen because of what they are doing at that point of time. Because end of the day, when the game ends, everything is done. It's done. Everything happens in the pitch. And how things are handled in the pitch. Definitely, along the way, there's a lot more improvement and more strict rules coming into place that changes the league along the way, right? But I think given back then, when I was official in NFL, I don't think it's a big thing. Again, it's not right to fight, but it's just the passion of all the players out there that they are going 100 extra mile, to play harder than what they want to be in the pitch at that point of time. That burns out that anger in them to probably create all these small little scuffle. You know, um, Yeah, but if you're talking about fast forward to now 2025, especially, I don't think you see any disciplinary problem as much as how it was back then. Uh, so I think everything is under control. I think, of course, the rules set by the community and FPS is much stricter this time of the
Okay.
matches of ban. One violent conduct is like 4 games ban and all. Definitely, players will be a little bit contributing when they want to do all these things, right? And slowly think when they
Mm.
see the consequences that they need to face. Definitely controls the how you ease again. It's good and bad at the same time. Sometimes players won't dare to do anything anymore in the pitch. They probably become a different player. Sometimes you want them to be this kind of player, but they suddenly they tilt to become another player because they
Yeah.
don't have the room of freedom to do anything. So it's a good and bad thing, I would say. But again, if you are talking about disciplinary, I think till now, I think it's great. I don't think there's any big issues right now. You don't see in the news there's fights and all in
Yeah.
SFL games. So I think, I think all the teams are good to go. Everyone is disciplined in what they should do and should not do. So yeah,
Okay. A question as well. Where do you train?
we train. We train first. We train at school pitches.
Okay.
We are lack of pitches. Back then, so
Yeah.
we were training at school pitches as much as possible. Yeah, back in the west side lah. So we were training at the west side.
Is
Yeah,
it a
then probably
permanent pitch that you have?
I think there's this thing that you can write into Sports SG that you are
Okay.
club.
Okay.
Then I think they give you this slot like 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. every Saturday, this kind of thing. Yeah, but upon approval, so we got it. So it was better than nothing because every pitch, I think every team are scrambling for pitch
Yeah.
nowadays.
Correct.
After the closure of Turf City, especially, I think
Mm.
everyone is scrambling for pitch here and there. I mean, in Singapore, everyone, even SPL clubs are scrambling for pitch.
Yeah.
So,
Correct. That's exactly
yeah,
true.
yeah. So, yeah. I mean, something that we can't change. We can't just buy a land and build a stadium anytime we want. So, it's definitely it's still gonna be a big issue moving forward. But until today, we are still struggling to have a pitch. In for the weekdays. So we are still in touch with hopefully schools. To see whether we can go into their pitch and have them and probably do some collaboration with any international schools and all just to use their pitch as well at the same time. So I would say it's a project that is going on, but we still haven't secured any pitch because Singapore is lacking of pitches. So
Yeah.
hopefully we will secure one soon enough.
And like the team that trains on weekends, sorry, midweek, where do they train?
We train
Because
on futsal
school fields are
pitches.
not available, right?
Yeah, we train on futsal pitches. Sometimes
Oh, okay.
private pitch and all. It's not easy lah. Sometimes last year we go a week without training, then they just go to games. It wasn't easy. To have no training and go into games. But again, not every team have the privilege of having training as well, as I mentioned.
Mm.
So as much as we can get, we will get. Even a day before match day on Saturday, we will just open up and see who is available to come over. Then they will just come if they are free. If not, we will just go in the weekend to play the game again.
Okay.
So yeah,
And is there a proudest moment for the club on and off the pitch? I think you've mentioned about the final day of last season. That would probably be the proudest moment on the pitch. Anything off the pitch that is they would say is the proudest moment for the club, or is it linked to that final day also?
I think proudest moment off the pitch is to survive with the minimal people of backroom staff last year in 2024. I think again I say every time when we turn to each other it's just probably 4 person, 4 official.
Yeah.
Everywhere we go is 4 person. So it was definitely for me the proudest moment. To uphold two teams with the minimal of official that we have. Again, hopefully this year will be more, and we are building a community and family. So hopefully it will be much easier this year. And but yeah, if you ask me out off the pitch, proudest moment, that will be the proudest moment.
Okay. And what do you feel are the biggest challenges faced by teams in the grassroots level in Singapore, grassroots social amateur level in Singapore?
Grassroots challenge, I would say
Feels,
feels, man. I think everybody wants to play football, but we have nowhere to play football. It's not easy. When
yeah.
someone secures the pitch, sometimes all these pitches are secure, a year ahead, and all sort of things. So it's like it's really tough to get pitches out there. For them to even train, play football. We have all the source, but we have no pitches. We can't deliver anything at all.
Okay. And besides that, you see, when it comes to football at this level, do you feel it's a forgotten part of football in Singapore? As in
Oh,
everyone's just focused on the SPL and the national team, and then anything else beyond that, below that is just forgotten and nobody really pays much attention to it.
um, yes, probably because I think if you look up the stands and if you see any people come and watch, from the SPL side, it's not much. So
Yeah.
for me, personal take, if you want to look at players that are youth, that's between the 21 to 23s or 20 to 23s, I think please feel free to come down to any SFL matches. Not just for Jungfrau, right? For every team out there, right? To see if anyone caught your eye. This is where this is where the players are. Those
Mm.
that wants to continue playing and at that age. And especially if you are increasing the amount of players to be signed in the under 23 for SFL team, I think this is the way to see them if you really want to have a look at them. This is the last chance and last growth they're going to have in their age group because COE is only playing under 21 league. And then, between, again, as I mentioned, probably 21 to 23, the plot of youngsters are over here in SFL. So if, they should come and take a look and see if anyone caught their eye. Yeah, I think that's the only platform that they can get young players out there. Then find scrambling for just under 21 players. I think some of them, the pool of players are in SFL clubs.
Mm. Okay. Who's the youngest player in your squad and how old is he?
We have an 18 years old boy.
Okay.
That's in our club. I think we have two or three of them.
Okay.
Yep, they played in the under 17s last for an SPL club, and then yeah, they came over to our side to play. And I wouldn't say they are starters. These two are 18 years old boy. They are starters for us.
Oh,
So
wow, wonderful.
yeah, they are starters for us.
In the first
Yeah,
team.
yeah, in the first team.
Wow, that's fantastic.
Uh, yeah, these two 18 years old boy is starters for us. Because we need to start two under 23s, right? And yeah, they
Okay.
make the cut as 18 years old to make the start most of the games, I
Mm.
would say.
Mm.
Yeah. But unfortunately, one of them is called by NS now. So, and in Singapore, everyone is going to their peak, and then national service calls something that we can't avoid. So
Yeah.
hopefully, from there we can break through. Hopefully, to under 21s and to continue their journey right there.
All right. And
Yeah.
in the English FA Cup, there's this format where everyone in the football pyramid in England is involved in the FA Cup. So even your amateur clubs, semi-pro clubs, they're all involved in the earlier rounds of the FA Cup and all. Would you like a similar kind of format in Singapore for the Singapore Cup?
So I think it's good to have this format to just create more opportunities and game time to everyone, to be involved in the teams and competition. Uh, Definitely not saying no to more competitions and games. Is a level to see players out there and giving everyone ample game time, than just not playing and we just go into the league. End of the day, SFL, we have 8 teams in Division 1, we have 10 teams in Division 2. I mean, we can only play that amount of games. So let's see.
Hopefully it comes through one day because it'd be quite interesting if it happens, there isn't as many teams as in England, but still, there's a chance of a club like yours playing a club of similar standard or similar in a similar division as you, causing an upset because it's a cup game, one off, causing an upset, beating and then maybe meeting one of the big SPL clubs. So it could be a very interesting thing. There could be some monetary spin-off as well for this amateur amateur clubs, because I don't think you could call yourself semi-pro because the players are not getting paid, right?
Yep. So we are amateur side lah, for sure. So
Yeah.
Yep.
Anything that has happened in this season that has been like, something that's funny or maybe a heartwarming story from this season?
I think we heartwarming story, I think, is the end of the season gathering that we had. We have lots of people, gathering. We don't even we don't invite just players. We invite their families,
Ah,
partners and all. To come to the gathering. We had one in pre-season, but we had another one in end of the season where we have two teams and then have their families members, our backroom staff, sponsors, everyone just coming together, and we had a super crazy night together. Playing games. And a lot of things happen without you knowing. If a young boy is supposed to call someone up to the stage, and then he called the most senior player, and then the senior player is shocked. Why this boy is calling me? He dared to call me. So a lot of unforeseen things happen, and we were just laughing through the whole night. It was definitely a great moment that I will not forget. Like someone, I didn't even expect someone to call my name. He was the youngest boy in the IWL team, who mentioned my name and call out for me. So I was super shocked. So I was shouting across the room, are you sure of the name that you called? You sure you want to make another decision to call another person? And then he was so determined, like, no, I called Joe. Oh my God. I'm like, oh, I had to just laugh it off. It was so funny, a lot of things happened during that night that is done unforgettable, with everyone together. I think it's super nice to see everyone together as well. And you don't get to have this gathering every day or every week, like everyone coming together, catching up, have fun. It is definitely a super great moment for us as an end of the season treat.
that's nice. Does the team have a team motto?
Team motto, I think, end of the day, we will, I wouldn't say, team motto. If we have to say one, then definitely is unity, everyone together, and all. But if you ask me to share my aspiration to all the players and the supporters, is definitely not to give up and, have faith and belief in Singapore football. That's the way to go lah. I think end of the day, we as backroom or SFL support towards the SPL, I think what we want to see is the success of Singapore football. That's the only goal we want to see. It's really we know everyone is trying. We know the players out there are trying their really best to give their best to Singapore football. What kind of sources and all, and how they play and all. So definitely heads up, especially the recent tournament. I think heads out to Singapore to play such football and determination. Going away to Vietnam and play home against Vietnam. I think we were there, almost there, but it's just not there. But one day definitely we will reach there. We have friends and people who we know that playing in the team. We share some motivation and talks together after the tournament and all, and get to understand and tell them that to keep going, not to give up. End of the day, we are still turning back at all these players, right? So we really need to give them full support. And I hope the supporters out there never give up. in Singapore football. I mean, haters gonna hate. People will say, Singapore is not there and all. But I think those only we should care about people who are supporting us and people who are supporting the football in Singapore. Then
Mm.
that's the way to go. To take the positive and move on.
Are these sentiments what drives you to keep going in this role?
Definitely, I think it's the only thing to drive us moving forward lah. I think it is again, if we can really bring someone up, to the SPL and break through from our own, it will be a super proud moment, and
Mm.
it's not dying now, it's just beginning now. So hopefully we will have someone one day, and it is possible. We have people back there. We had Shawal from Samtec going up, and then we had Anders from SRC going up. We have all these SFL players, and then back then when I watched them, I'm still at that age. So I am super happy for all these players that ever break through from the NFL back then. So it's
Mm.
possible, for the players to break through now. You even have Zainul, goalkeeper, that break through from NFL. So all these players had that NFL season before. So why not we continue to do this at the current stage? You know. And then we
Okay.
see recently Project Bots have a couple of players from there that signed for the Balestier team.
Yeah.
So things are happening. So hopefully, moving forward, we have one of our own from our
Mm.
team.
And what are the club's plans for the next 5 years?
Oh, next 5 years definitely. Our aim definitely is to be Division One champion in the next 5 years, and also have a good stream of youth players through our own development system. How we want to do things lah. So, yep. I think these are the two main thing for the next 5 years we want to aim.
Mm. Any exciting plans on the horizon for next season or coming soon?
Uh, Not yet. Not yet. Not confirmed. Nothing is confirmed yet.
All right,
So
right.
we are
Okay.
still in the talks. Yeah.
You got to watch the space then for development. Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you give sorry, what advice would you give anyone who's looking to invest into a amateur club like yours?
Mm, I think if you really want to invest in the amateur club, like all the teams out here, I think number one you have to love the game lah. You have to really love the game. Have passion for what you do, and have accountability for your people around you. It's just not I come, I put this amount, and I don't care about anything. No, you have to be passionate of what you want to do and what you want to achieve. You have
Mm.
to have a heart on your word, what you want to achieve when you decide to come into the club, to take over the club, for example, or invest in the club, because that's the least you could do, to get a result out from this, because you're not going to get anything, but you want to get just the result. So we need to fine tune the structuring of this investment, and hopefully this return will be a great one that you can see results, that that this effort that you put in is there. You know.
Okay. And also got to take one thing in mind. It's a loss-making venture.
Yep, definitely.
Yeah. So if coming
Everyone.
in, you think, okay, I put in X amount of money, I'll get back Y. That's not going
Mhm.
to happen.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
It's basically a passion project. Yeah.
Yes, for sure. For sure.
And what message you have for your supporters?
Oh, I think I have many messages, and many thanks to them for coming down and support us as a SFL club. Even IW games, sometimes they went down to watch the IWL games, and I'm super supportive. Super thankful of all of them for being so supportive towards us. Hopefully, 2025 you still follow us through the journey. You will be, I promise you, will be much exciting this year, and we will still give our really best, even though we are in the Division One, out there to fight for you guys, and we will not make your time that you make down to the stadium to be a waste. But continue to support us as much as possible and continue to support Singapore football at your respective clubs. And yeah,
And right now, at this stage, what are you looking for in terms of recruitment, maybe sponsorship? This is the time for you to pitch in. So anyone listening, watching, they might want to, contribute in one way or another as a player, as an investor, supporter, sponsor, even, yeah, they can get in touch with you.
I think if you are, I'm not trying to sell you any ideas, but if you are big fan of football and you are lost out there of what you should do with this X amount of money that you can spare to a club out there, you can always approach us and we will tell you where this X amount of money will go to and what we can help you with marketing your company and whatsoever, to have a small little comeback for you. I think, but again, you need to be a big fan and a passion of football. And what you mentioned, like Russ, is a loss at first, to come in to invest and sponsor us. So yeah, definitely open to anyone that will reach out to us and have a talk about these things.
Okay. And about players, which are you looking for players in specific positions, ages, gender?
Players wise, I think we already started preseason in late December, and we have a pool of players already right now. But if you guys out here listening and still finding for an option, and you are open to come to our club, I think you can just drop us a DM in IG or Facebook. Definitely, we will get to you, and ask you to come down for games and all after reviewing your profile. But at the same time, to all the women's out there, we are probably starting a women's team. And if you are keen to and open to have a new place or don't have a place to play yet, you can always reach out to us as well. And hopefully, you'll be part of us this season. Yeah.
Okay. All right. All the best. Even veteran players as well, right? Are you
Yeah,
still looking?
veteran players, we can always have fun together, no problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Nice. Okay. Before we end, a fun question. If there is a team anywhere in the world that you would like to face, which team it would be and where would you like this match to be played?
Oh. I think definitely for I'm a Liverpool fan, so if I love Anfield, I see the atmosphere on TV. It's incredible. But if I haven't went there yet, so if I have a chance, definitely I want to play them and there, with my team. So yeah, that will be it lah.
Nice. All right. Hopefully, maybe one day, you never know. Ask Robin. Robin might be able to work something out.
Let's see.
All right, Joel. Thank you
Yep,
very much for taking your time to speak to us and sharing about your club.
yep.
I hope
Thank you.
I hope it's not been so daunting for you.
No, 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 all good, man. I think everything was great. I think end of the day, this is for how we want to proceed in Singapore football and sharing session for appreciating everyone out there. Right, I think it's a good session. Thanks for having us. Thanks for having myself to join you in this. Yeah, I've been listening to the others like Suti, PV, other players. I think it was definitely something very nice to listen to and tune into. So thank you for all this that you have done so long, definitely not easy, but
Yeah.
continue, man.
All right. Thank you. Welcome
Yeah,
and thank you.
yeah.
And this is me, Ras, signing out. Till we meet again the next time. Ciao.